Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies presentation. Today is our Internet Lead Generation series. We're continuing this series, and it is your lead capture opportunities. And up to this point, you've learned how to leverage your KW website powered by Playster. You've learned how to build your online brand as well as drive traffic to your site. You've also learned how to measure how much traffic, where it's coming from, and what these metrics will tell you about your overall performance about your website. Well, now I want to show you all how you can capture your leads so that you can convert them to clients for life. So here's what is on our agenda today. We're going to explain what internet lead generation is for those of you that may not be familiar or are joining us for the first time. The 4Cs, these are found in the Ignite trainings as well. And then we have KW website lead capture pages. This is where we're going to gain some lead capture opportunities. And then we're going to show you how you can maximize your lead capture pages, just to give them a little bit more oomph, if you will, a little bit more meat, make them a little bit more exciting. And then I've got some action items for you to take away. I've also got some links and things to share with you. I actually have a free gift. If you can stick around through the end of the webinar, you're going to like it a lot. And as always, this is interactive. I'd love to hear from you all what it is that you need. If you have any questions, send it through the GoToWebinar questions module if you are watching this live. So let's talk about first, what is internet lead generation? Internet lead generation is a purposeful strategy to help you promote your brand and drive consumers to you online. And then, of course, get the lead. It's not just all about collecting those leads, right? We want to get the lead. And so we have to start at the beginning. Technology is changing at an increasingly rapid pace. We can't categorize our buyers and sellers according to whether or not they use the internet, because the fact of the matter is everyone uses the internet. In fact, over 90% of buyers are on the internet to find homes or find properties, and 55% of those 90% start on the internet. So more than half people are starting on the internet to find properties, over 90% end up there. So let's just be sure that we're aware of that. So everyone uses it. So internet lead generation, it's a combination of strategy and your brand that brings you lead generation. Okay, let's talk about the 4Cs. So the jackpot of internet lead capture and conversion is a consumer and potentially a customer for life. And what that takes is the 4Cs. So you're going to look at this funnel, and at the funnel we're going to capture the lead. Now this doesn't really take a lot of effort on our behalf. In other words, systems can allow us to do this. Mail outs can allow us to capture. And then, of course, number two is connect with them on a personal level. So once we capture them, as I mentioned, it's not just about collecting those leads. We need to connect with that person. We need to actually change them from a lead to something else, change their category, their status, if you will. Maybe they're a hot buyer, maybe they're warm, maybe they're not ready to buy just yet. So we have to connect with them first, and then we can start to cultivate. It would be kind of weird trying to cultivate a relationship with someone that we actually haven't connected with on a personal level yet. So that's where cultivation comes from. And then at the very bottom is convert, and that doesn't necessarily mean convert them to a buyer or seller. That means convert them to an appointment. So we capture them, we connect with them, we cultivate them, and then we convert them. So if you'll notice, as we go down the funnel, our effort actually becomes more increased effort, because now cultivating and converting takes a lot more work than capturing and connecting. Now, when the consumer is intrigued by your website, the tools, and the content, they're going to want more from you, and they're going to signal this to you in several ways. One is they're going to provide their contact information to you, they're going to email you, they're going to call you, or they're going to text you. And this is where connect happens. So the visitor's goal when they're on your website is to get information from you, from your site. Your goal is to capture them as a lead. And there's several lead capture opportunities in our websites, and we can create our own. So let's look at some of the KW website lead capture pages. And I'm going to show you guys this both on the presentation and then we'll show it live. So any page that you add to your KW website will automatically come with a contact form already built in. And you can create your own lead capture pages. So let's first show you when you create a page. Anytime you create a new page, the contact form will automatically be included, as I mentioned. So to create a page in your website backend, you're going to click on Pages and then you'll start a new page. So that's step one. And then step two is you can then drop down to a contact page. So here we're going to create a specific contact page. That means contact me for more information. And we have a template already created for that. But as I mentioned, if you were to create an about page, an areas index, or any of those, they also have lead capture opportunities in them. So we're going to now look at the title and the content. You will notice that the slug that I have highlighted has the page title in it. And that's intentional. That's a great way for search engines to find this page. And then, of course, we're going to add our content. I'm just, in this example, putting something simple like, please let us know how we can serve you today. Now, you have the opportunity for this to show up in your main menu. You can leave it show up in, when I say main menu, I mean your top navigation. You can leave it in your top navigation because it does automatically add that if you have that box checked. If you want to move it around, you can certainly do that by clicking Edit Menu. Now, by default, if we just clicked OK, the menu item will go to the end of the navigation. It'll go to the very bottom. And you can move it from the bottom of the navigation up to the top or wherever you want. You want that menu item to live. So you can notice that you can drag it up, and as I mentioned, we'll show you in the live environment. But if I chose, I could take this menu item right here, because it's just going to be a static menu item on its own, and I could put it underneath my seller resources, so now it would live in a submenu. So you also have that choice. Then once you've put it where you want it, you click Save to complete it. Okay, so this is a contact page. So any page that you created, it just, as I mentioned, will have the lead capture form on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. Okay, now we just simply create a contact page. It'll have our contact information in it, or if we create any page, it'll have our the lead capture opportunities in it. All right, now let's look at maximizing our lead capture pages. So that's just creating a page. How do we maximize a lead capture page? This graphic right here is taking you through the lead generation roadmap, and that starts with number one, listening to your customer. So it all starts with listening to your customer, and then you want to reward them. You want to reward them for what they're asking for or what they desire. So don't make them search for it. Make it easy to find and make it exactly what you promised. The call to action is a text link. It can be a button or it can be an image. And that's going to link directly to the landing page on your website. And then the landing page is a target that contains the information about one particular offer. And then last, the opt-in form. This is the most important because this is the actual lead capture form that we're going to use to collect all of the information. So what I did is I broke these all down so that you could have some ideas of how you could maximize your lead capture pages, and then we'll go into the live environment and walk you through quickly how to do it. So the first thing is listening to your customer. We need to find out what they need and what type of information that they desire. And that's going to include a great title and a great value proposition. What is it that gets you to open up an email or even a snail mail? What's the one thing that makes you react to that, or even what makes you delete it right away? I'll look for some answers on that. And Steve came through, and he's exactly right. It is a great headline, a great title. And then Stan came in and said that it's also the information that first shows up. So that's exactly right. We need a title and we need a value proposition. We need them to know why they would want to get this information from us. I love that statistic. 70% of consumers prefer getting to know a company through content marketing rather than advertising. So we're wasting a lot of money if we're just simply advertising to them. Okay, next, we want to reward them what they're asking for or what they desire. We don't want to make them search for it. We want to make it easy to find. We also want to make it exactly what we promised them. So if we promised them a free ebook download, for example, you need to have a system in place where you send them the download, the ebook, immediately, or it has to be available after they do what you've asked them to do. That's the reward. Now, the call to action is a text, a link, a button, or an image that will link directly to the landing page on your website. So here we are again in the in the website back office, and we're going to create our contact page by including these elements. First, we don't have to add the slug. The slug is already created when you create the page title. Then you can choose the contact page, and then you want a powerful page title. So in this page title, we're saying a free ebook, the ultimate guide to selling your home. And then add page content by using the call to action and the graphics. So the call to action is sign up today for your free home seller's guide, or sign up for your free home seller's guide today. And then we have a picture of the home seller's guide. Now, once we've created any page, as I mentioned, we can choose to have that page added to the main category, main menu, or it can be available in a drop-down. So this is exactly what the page would look like. Sign up for your free home seller's guide today. Next, create a landing page that provides the information of what they're receiving. So this is an example of what they're going to receive. They're going to be able to see it and get excited that they're going to get something that looks just like this. And as we mentioned, the call to action is a text, a link, a button, or an image that links directly to the landing page on your site. And in this example, we're showing the Seller Answers Resources menu, which has a drop-down for additional options. So there it is in Seller Answer Resources. We use the drop-down menu, and if someone clicks directly on the Seller Answers Resources menu, they'll be taken to that call to action. Okay, now before I get to the action items, I'm going to go ahead and walk you all through exactly what we just did so you get an idea of how this process works. So here we are on mykw.kw.com. We're going to hover over, let me get rid of this guy. There we go. We're going to hover over technology and drop down to KW website. Now we can click on Go to my website. Our KW website administration tool will come up where we can then click Edit Site. Now we can go into the Pages section. There's a couple places you can go to add your pages. I like to go right here in the middle. Now that we're on Pages, we can create a new page. And in this example, we're going to just create a contact page. And we're going to call this contact page Seller Resources Free e-book. Now, what I'm going to share with you all right now is a link to this seller's guide. So I'm going to share that with everyone. Okay, I just sent you all that link. Now what I can do is I can add a picture of the seller's guide. Now, one of the things that we can do to make this look really nice is bring in our seller's guide so we have a good picture of it. All right, now when you guys come here to Playster, you're going to fill out this information right here, okay? And this information is going to, you're going to fill this out, and when you hit submit, they're going to send you a link that will attach a PDF to the seller's guide. So when you get that PDF, you can do a snapshot of that PDF by using the upload image option. And I thought we added that here, but we will do that here in just a moment. Okay, so once you find your image, and I'll just grab any image on here for now so we can continue the lesson. You could now add the link to the seller's guide. So you could say download the free and then you would put in the URL. Now this is not the URL you guys are going to use because this is how you would sign up for it. But once you get the URL, you can place that URL right there. And then, of course, you can move this around, make it bold, really make it a strong call to action so when they click on it, they are taken to the opportunity to download that guide. You can also, if you have, you can also get this guide in a PDF. And once you have that PDF available, when they send you the contact form, when you, I should say, when you receive that contact form, you can quickly send them the PDF from your KW email address, from your KW Google account, or you can include it in any of your marketing pieces that you send out to them directly. And then once you are complete with the process, go ahead and save the piece. Now, once it's saved, just like any good cooking show, we have one that's already done. Site settings. Okay, I am on the Playster site, Betty. Now, if you look at this free ebook, Ultimate Guide to Selling Your Home, that's the one we just created. This is the graphic that we added in there. And when they complete this information and hit submit, I'm going to receive an email letting me know that they want the free ebook, and I need to have a system in place to get them that ebook quickly. Okay, so here are your action items. First, we want you to create a new contact page. So what I'm doing here is I am sending you all step 1, action item. Create a new contact page. Second, add a great title and a great value proposition. Now, I have a really great resource here for you all for your second action item. Your third action item is to add your content and be sure you have a powerful call to action. For example, sign up for your free home seller's guide. And then number 4 is determine if this is a main menu item or if you want it to be linked to another page or another a drop-down menu. And then 5 is to go here to Playster Academy and request your seller's guide. So we want you to position yourself as an ultimate home seller's resource in your market by downloading our expert selling guide and then sharing it with your leads. And this ebook has all of the home selling tips that you can provide to your website visitors. Okay, so what are your questions? Do you have any ahas? Let me ask you, what is the one thing you're going to do that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? We would love to know, and tell us your thoughts about today's webinar. Kara really likes the call to action and lead capture pages. She's going to take advantage of those. So that sounds like the one thing that Kara's going to do. What else? Who else would like to tell us what you're going to do? What are the questions do you guys have? Diane's going to create more contact pages and add to menu items. Don't forget, this is recorded, so don't worry about that. I understand, Susie, this is recorded. It is available on our YouTube, on KW Connect. If you go to KW Connect and simply look up the Internet Lead Generation series, you will find these lessons. We'll have that up probably by the end of the day today. Kara says, do I have any other recommendations for call to action ideas? So, aside from, people love seller's guides, they love buyer's guides. So they like stuff that's free. If you have anything to give away, you can always put a call to action in there. Get a free keychain. Get a $5 Starbucks card. Those are all great calls to action. They won't cost you a lot of money, probably cost you less than, and to actually collect good leads, because when you give somebody something, they have to give you the correct contact information. So those are just some thoughts. Question, Paul says, when's my next class? Paul, we do these every Monday. However, we are going to change things up a little next year, but we do have some great opportunities for you all to attend a lot of additional types of training. Okay, a lot of questions coming in. Awesome. Can lead capture pages be set up to send all registered contacts to eEdge? So the answer to that, Veronica, is yes. Anytime you get a new lead, that new lead is going to go into your eEdge control panel, so then you can manage them there. Right now, you can get additional information on that lead in the Playster admin, but anytime, the first time a new lead comes in, they will hit your Playster contact page as well as eEdge and come in as a new lead. Veronica, let me know if that does not answer your question. So Betty says, I have more buyers than sellers as I'm in a resort. Is there an ebook for buyers? You know, Betty, I bet there is. I haven't Actually, there absolutely is in the Playster Academy. So just go to that link and then look for Ultimate Guide for Buyers and just create the same exact page. Right now, Veronica, Facebook pixels cannot be added to the header of the page. That is something that we talked about just the other day with Playster. Not available at this time. Commercial does get a Playster site, as does Luxury, Carolina. So let me, I need to find out. Well, if you're a commercial member, you should be able to email commercial@kw.com, but we'll get back to you and see if we can get a better answer for you. Yes, give me one moment. Everyone's asking about Playster Academy. Happy to do that for you. Great resource. This is a great resource, not just on how to get your website maximized, but a lot of great online marketing tips. All the ebooks that they have available. So let's, get busy, get those ebooks moving and out there for your clients to find. I don't have a French version. No, I do not have a French version. I bet a Translate could work something like that for you. Susie, I don't have the answer to your question regarding school districts. Again, that is something that we have spoken to them about.